Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Aradhya Bhagavan
Brajesh Tanayas Tadham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Pumartho Maha Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Dharana Paraha Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunayavatirna Kalo Samarpayitum Unnatojvalarasam Svabhakti Shriyam Harihi Purata Sundara Jyoti Kadamba Sandhi Pita Sada Hridam Kandare Spuratu Vasachi Nandana Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodita Gaurodai Pushpavanto Chitrau Shando Tamonidho Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna. We'd like to welcome all of the wonderful devotees who have joined us over Zoom, devotees who have joined us over YouTube Live, and devotees who have joined us over Facebook Live. We'd like to welcome all of you to this day 2 of Mahaprakash Lila.
So yesterday in Gaura Purnima, we'd like to wish everyone the New Year Day today, the first day of Gaurabdha 537. And we have so many New Year days based on Christian calendar and then based on other regions. But for us as Vaishnavas, our New Year is on this day, the appearance day of Lord Gauranga. Therefore, our calendar year is also called as Gaurabdha. And so again, wishing all of you a very happy new year, Gaurabdha 537. And today we will continue part 2 of the Mahaprakash Lila, where we'll try to understand how through this pastime, Shriman Mahaprabhu gave so much mercy. So let us dive into the revelations of Shri Gaura Hari's mercy.
Haribo. So yesterday, all of us partook in bathing Sri Gaura Hari and feasting our eyes with the divine beauty of the Lord while the Abhishek was going on. Then we discussed the most miraculous pastime of Sri Gaura Hari honoring and eating bhoga unlimitedly. Then the Lord, feeling completely satisfied, started calling upon devotees one by one and revealing to them their identities and unique attributes through the revelation of the Mahaprakash Lila. And we know how, we just heard yesterday, how Kolabecha Sridhar received so much mercy from Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu that he saw the divine transcendental Lord with Krishna and Balaram. And after blessing Kolavecha Sridhar with so much mercy, then the Lord started glancing around the room.
And after blessing, he started glancing and then ordered Murari, my dear Murari Gupta, look at me. And Murari, he saw Lord Ramachandra in front of him. He saw that Vishwambhar, who is none other than Lord Chaitanya, he was sitting on the kingly throne with the bow, and his complexion was green, like the fresh, tendered grass shoots. And next to him, he saw Janaki Devi or Sita Devi. And Lakshman was on his left, and all round the brave monkey leaders were offering prayers. That was the vision he had. And Lord Gauranga revealed to Murari Gupta, when he was seeing not Lord Chaitanya, but he was seeing Krishna, he was seeing Ram, Sita, Lakshman, and Hanuman. And Lord Gauranga so revealed to Murari Gupta, Murari, you are Hanuman. And he, perceiving as his identity and now seeing his beloved Lord Ramachandra, he fell down in ecstatic swoon by Lord Chaitanya's transcendental pastimes. And again, Lord Chaitanya began to speak to Murari. You may ask me for any boon. So Sri Murari replied, my Lord, I do not want anything. Just grant me one wish, that I may sing only your glories, even if I may be put into any situation. But birth after birth, I simply want to remember you, and I may serve you in the association of your servitors. So the Lord replied, so be it, so be it. I grant you this boon. Now just imagine what we would have done if we were given this opportunity. Ask any boon. We might have said, give us a nice house, nice place, nice wealth. And Lord Chaitanya says it is just like asking a king to move the burden from one shoulder to another, which is, it's all anyways a burden. What is really wealth is the opportunity to remember the Lord, the opportunity to be grateful for that remembrance. That's when we can be happy. Otherwise, if we are not grateful for even the small things, that gifts that are given, and treasure them as valuable and utilize them in the service of the Lord, then nothing can ever be enough for us. So here, Lord Chaitanya was pleased by how Murari Gupta just asked, allow me to just always, any situation, because this material world is a place of misery. It is Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, spoken by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. The creator of this material world has stamped it, saying this is Dukhalayam, the place of misery. Now in this place of misery, what material happiness can we ask for? Whatever we ask, it's going to be destroyed. But what cannot be destroyed is this, what Murari Gupta asked. Be it any situation, good, bad, ugly, in the middle of an ocean, tossing through the waves, may I always remember you for your pleasure. That no one can take away from us. Everything else in the material world is temporary and will, one way or the other, ultimately by the influence of time, will be taken away. So Murari Gupta, he put his faith in that particular prayer. And the Lord replied, I grant this boon. And hearing this, a jubilant roar from the devotees just filled the air. And Lord Chaitanya declared, all of you, listen carefully. If anybody criticizes Murari, he cannot be saved even by million dips in the Ganga. Murari means the Supreme Lord is secretly, Gupta, secretly seated in Murari Gupta's heart. This is the spiritual import of Murari's name.
Very well. So this is how Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu revealed to all the devotees that Krishna is actually residing in the heart of his devotees. Murari Gupta, sometimes we think, oh, just like Gupta ji or Varma ji or Sharma ji, these are like titles. We think, oh, Gupta, oh, that means Murari also was a Gupta. That was his surname. No. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he gave a very deep import to the meaning of the name of Murari Gupta. Gupta means secret. So that's how Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu explained to all the devotees that Gupta in Murari's case is not just a surname, but it means that Murari is none other than Hanumanji, who has captured Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan and Mother Sita in his heart. And they always live in his heart. So similarly, in Murari's heart, Murari himself is secretly residing. This is the meaning of Murari Gupta's name that was revealed by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu in this Mahaprakash Lila. Then Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu turned his compassionate glance upon Haridas Thakur and he called out, "Look at me, come here, Haridas, come in front of me. Your body, your birth is actually superior to mine, and your class and caste is more elevated than mine." Now, can we imagine Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu? He's not speaking any exaggeration. We should understand this, that Gauranga Mahaprabhu is not speaking any exaggeration or he wants to just, boast about his devotees. No, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is speaking the absolute truth. So Haridas Thakur, Mahaprabhu then goes on to say that, Haridas, you may have been born in a so-called low family, a Mohammedan family, but your caste is more elevated than mine. Why? Because you are a bhakta, you are a devotee. And Mahaprabhu said that although that Muslim, that sinful Muslim king, when he was inflicting great pain upon you and beating you up in 22 marketplaces, in my heart, I just wanted to punish him right then and there. And I was rushing to the spot with Sudarshan in my hand. But you stopped me, Haridas. You actually made my Sudarshan go away. How? Because you not only prayed, when your tormentors, they were actually beating you, they were dragging your divine body through 22 marketplaces. At that time, you were actually just thinking of their well-being. You were not just asking for them to be forgiven, but you asked that I should also give them pure Krishna bhakti. And it is because of your compassion for them, because of your merciful heart, I could not refuse it. So my Sudarshan disc became impotent and it went back because of you, Haridas. I could not strike those men. And because of that, and I also actually could not continue to see how you are getting whipped in 22 marketplaces. So you know what I did? See what I did. And Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu just turned. He just turned around and he showed his back, which was filled with whiplash's marks. He said that I could not stop you by severing those heads of those sinful people, but I took those whiplashing on my back. And when Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu was speaking like this, Haridas Thakur, he just fell unconscious on the ground and he lost all external consciousness. And Mahaprabhu said, wake up, Haridas, don't faint now. You get up and see, look at my opulent manifestation. And this is the form that Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu revealed to Haridas Thakur. We can see Lord Nityananda here, and Haridas Thakur is, bent down below. And that is how Mahaprabhu is saying, please, please get up. Don't faint now. Wake up and look at my opulent manifestation to your heart's content.
So Haridas, seeing this merciful, munificent form of the Lord, he prayed, Lord, I'm such a destitute that I do not even possess the sweetness of your memory. And yet you have not forsaken me. I'm unfit to even see you. But you are present before me in person. So I'm praying to you now for only one benediction. And Lord Chaitanya said, say. He was very enthusiastically, say all that you want to say. Say everything. There is nothing that I do not want to give you. And so Haridas spoke to the Lord with folded hands. Oh Lord, I have known only misfortune yet so far. You give me so much hope. Just allow me to partake of the remnants of foodstuffs of your devotees who are totally surrendered to your lotus feet. Here, Haridas Thakur didn't even ask for anything for himself. He just asked, let me get the remnants of your devotees. This humility, considering that one does not deserve all this gifts and respects and things like that, being grateful for that, truly feeling like this, when one submits humbly, then Krishna becomes attracted to that humble person, and then Krishna uses that person as an instrument to spread his glories. Sometimes we might think, oh, I have to do big tasks. I am the chosen messenger. I am the one who will give this knowledge or this mercy to others. And when we have this, just like two opposite poles of a magnet repel each other, we repel that mercy. But if we, and sometimes in our egoistic understanding, we feel, oh, unless I have this understanding and unless I push myself to do all these things, even in the mission of the Lord, how can this be ever accomplished? But we forget that we are not doing anything unless the Lord wants to make us as his instrument. And he will make us as his instrument only if we become humble. That's when he can do big things through us and utilize us as instruments. So Lord Chaitanya replied, listen, my dear Haridas, whoever respects you and serves you, that person, through you, he respects and serves me also, because I perpetually reside within you as my servitor. Your position is unique. You have therefore imprisoned me within your heart eternally. I bless you that since you are crowned already with a faultless character, that you will always continue to worship me and serve me and my devotees without a single deviation or offense. Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai.
So Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur mentions in regards to this most magnanimous Mahaprakash Lila of Sri Gaura Sundar that Lord Gauranga gave his supreme mercy to everyone, all of his dear devotees, and during this pastime. And to mention all of their names would become very difficult. And Vrindavan Das Thakur says, then my book will be very bulky, but because I cannot finish it, Lord Gauranga just gave mercy during this Mahaprakash Leela. So while Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu was continuing to shower his mercy upon Mukunda, upon all the devotees at that time, there was one of Lord Chaitanya's very confidential associate, that is Mukunda, who was all this time was standing behind the curtains, outside the room, unable to muster the courage to come in front of the Lord. Everybody knew Mukunda very intimately, and everyone was, no one could understand why Mukunda was not coming in the front.
So Srivas Thakur, he told the Lord, "Oh Lord, what offense has Mukunda committed at your lotus feet that you were not even asking him to come?" So the Lord said, "Mukunda, in the company of Vaishnavas, he pretends to be a Vaishnava, singing and dancing with perfect humility. And then again, when he goes and joins another sampradaya, there he rejects devotional service and flays the process of bhakti with aggressive criticism. He commits a serious offense to the path of devotional service, and so I cannot see his face."
That's strong words.
And so Mukunda, he was standing outside. He heard everything and heard that he will not be allowed to see Lord Chaitanya. So Mukunda, he was a pure devotee. But as Lord Chaitanya said, he would go and meet the Mayavadis and converse with them. And so in this way, the Mayavadis would say, there is God, but he has no form. He has no face, he has no eyes, he has no legs. And Mukunda would, according to Lord Chaitanya, he would agree with that. And he would, in that way, through his actions, he was criticizing bhakti. Bhakti is serving the Lord personally, which is the true fact. The impersonal aspect of God is just the Brahma Jyoti, the effulgence of the Lord. And to consider that the effulgence is the source of the form, that is highly offensive. And because Mukunda was doing that, even though when he was in the association of devotees, he would glorify bhakti, but by his action, he would criticize the path of devotional service. Lord Chaitanya did not want to see his face. And so Mukunda, he said, he contemplated in his mind, there is no reason to remain alive any longer. I'll finish off this sinful body of mine. I don't know how long can I go on like this without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, without seeing, by being offensive in this way. So then all the devotees came outside, and Mukunda, he said, I heard everything. Please hear me, Srivas Thakur. Can you please ask Lord Chaitanya on my behalf? Will I ever see Lord Chaitanya again? Ever? And then he started crying and weeping bitterly. And Mukunda's condition, it touched the compassionate hearts of the Vaishnavas. And so devotees went to Lord Chaitanya and asked, my dear Lord, Mukunda, he is weeping bitterly, broken-hearted, and he's asking one question: will he ever be able to see you ever? So the Lord replied, let him go through another 10 million births, and then he can certainly see me. When devotees heard this promise, they were like, 10 million births? We were thinking, in this lifetime, sometime you will allow him to see you. but you are saying 10 million birds? And devotees were just dumbfounded. And they went outside to console Mukunda. But when they came out, Mukunda was jumping and dancing in joy. And all devotees were, Mukunda, Mukunda, why, stop dancing, stop dancing. Did you hear what Lord Chaitanya said? He said, yes, I heard. Lord Chaitanya said 10 million birds. But at least I will, after 10 million birds, I will get it. I will get it. Ami Pabo, I will get to see the face of Lord Chaitanya sometime, even after 10 million birds. I'm so grateful, so thankful. Thank you, Lord Chaitanya. And Mukunda was dancing like a madman. I was thinking, eternally, I will not be allowed. And when Lord Chaitanya understood this attitude of gratitude of Mukunda, Lord Chaitanya became very pleased. And he said, oh Mukunda, your offenses are condoned. Immediately come and see me and receive my blessings. So devotees went and quickly brought Mukunda in front of the Lord. And Mukunda fell to the ground, seeing the opulent appearance of the Lord.
And Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu spoke so compassionately. He said, get up, my dear Mukunda. All your offenses have been pardoned. You lost your wealth of devotion by wrong association. You had lost it, but now again, by your loving devotion, you have conquered and you have indebted me. I said to you that after 10 million births, you will have your desire fulfilled of seeing me. You immediately pushed away. You just removed all the negativities that, okay, you have to wait for 10 million births, but you just focused on the fact that you will see me. So therefore, you had full faith in the infallibility of my words, in my promise that you will see me. And therefore, because of your faith that you have in my words, you have bound me eternally in your heart with the bonds of your loving devotion. You are my singer, and you shall always remain with me. All this time, I was just, joking with you because of our intimacy. And say, for example, if you really commit some offense, then I do not consider them to be even offenses, because you are eternally my dearly beloved associate. Your body is 100% imbued with loving devotion to me. I perpetually reside in your tongue as the holy name. So like this, each and every Vaishnava, they had their desire fulfilled by the Lord. Srivas Pandit, this very exalted personality, Mahaprabhu revealed to Srivas Thakur that he is Narada Muni. He revealed to Advaita Acharya that he is Mahavishnu, and Sankarshan Gadadhar was revealed that he is Srimati Radharani's effulgence. So all of these intimate pastimes took place in the home of blessed Srivas Thakur. And in this way, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu continued this super excellent Mahaprakash Lila for 21 long hours. And thus concludes the beautiful pastime of Sri Gaura Rai's Mahaprakash Lila.
Now there appears to be a turning point pastime, which actually brought the Sankirtan from the house of Srivas Thakur onto the streets of Nadia, from behind closed doors. In chapter 13 of Madhya Lila, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, he describes a heart-touching pastime of the milk-drinking brahmachari, and how the Lord brought out the chanting of the holy names to the street of Nadia. One time, a brahmachari, a celibate student, who was very peaceful, very honest, and faultless. He was practicing penances, and he was just living on milk and fruits. was not eating anything else. All he wanted to do is see the kirtans of Lord Chaitanya. But the nocturnal kirtans in Srivas Thakur's house were so pure that the Lord personally shut the doors so that non-devotees may not enter. So this brahmachari, he would visit Srivas Pandit repeatedly. Every day he would request him, please, can you please allow me to witness the kirtan and the dancing of Lord Chaitanya? And he would say, if you kindly take me into your house during the kirtan, I can feast my eyes to Nimai Pandit's chanting and dancing, and I'll be very grateful to you for this. But Srivas Thakur was in a confusion because he only felt that the most intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya would be here. And if he asks Lord Chaitanya, if Lord Chaitanya says no, then his heart would completely be broken of this particular brahmachari. So he said, all right, I know you are a good person. You are sinless because you're eating only fruits and milk and you're maintaining strict celibacy. So I think you are eligible to see the Lord's kirtan and dancing, but you cannot reveal yourself in front of the Lord. Just remain inside the house, and since the Lord's order is no one should be there, just be hidden, and then you can witness. So Srivas Thakur brought the brahmachari inside, who then very carefully concealed himself behind some gunny bags and stores. And then in the night, the kirtan started. And the Lord, Vishwambhar, the Lord of the 14 worlds, he began to dance. Lord Nityananda, Gadadhar Pandit, they were dancing around the Lord. And while Advaita Acharya was dancing here and there, jumping around, floating on the waves of joy. And everyone was drowning in an ocean of ecstasy. They were just oblivious of the external world. The Lord of Vaikuntha was completely lost in himself, dancing to his devotees and singing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now, the Supreme Lord, he is omniscient. He knows everything. So he was aware of the presence of the brahmachari.
So after a short while, the Lord commented, well, today, Srivas, there's something wrong. I am not feeling the usual ecstasy when I dance. Can you explain this? Maybe, just maybe, someone is hiding inside the house. Please tell me the truth. You see, Lord Chaitanya, he's so sweet, the Supreme Lord. He is so sweet. He knows everything. But still he appears, when he asks questions, it appears as if Mahaprabhu doesn't know anything, you know. So he's asking, so Srivas Thakur, when Mahaprabhu asked him, he became very afraid and he said, oh, my Lord, I assure you, there is no atheist, no non-believer in this house. There's only this brahmachari who drinks only milk. So, you know, and he just takes little fruit, and he just had a very strong desire to see you dance. So then Lord Chaitanya became very, very, very angry.
And he said, right now, this moment, take him out of this house. What spiritual sadhana that he does that enable to see my dancing just by drinking milk? Do you think we can achieve devotion of the Lord? Just by performing some austerities, we can achieve bhakti of the Lord? No. And then he raised his arms and he said, just by drinking milk, no one can attain me. In fact, even a low caste person can claim me if he takes full shelter of me. Then also I will accept him. Tell me, How did Gajendra, he was an elephant, Hanuman, he's the monkey, he's a monkey, or the gopis, the simple milkmaids of Vraja, how did they attain me? By drinking milk or performing any austerities? No. They attained me because they were surrendered to me. So get that milk drinker out. I will not have this milk drinker polluting everything. Otherwise, I will destroy this universe. And so the brahmachari, he was trembling with fear. And he came out very meekly out of his hiding. And he said, it has been my great fortune to be able to see. He was just actually leaving. And while leaving, he was thinking in his mind that, yes, Lord Chaitanya has banished me, but I have such great fortune. I'm so grateful to be able to see what I have seen. And I've also received chastisement for my misdeed. But what a wonderful dancing. Just for a moment, I was able to see Lord Chaitanya dancing. That is my greatest fortune. Thank you, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Thank you, Srivas Pandit. He started walking out of the house with these thoughts of gratitude. He did not say, oh, this is Lord Chaitanya. How can he be the Lord if he's so angry? How can he get angry at anyone? And I was just trying to hide and see, but why is Lord Chaitanya behaving like this? He didn't start judging the Lord. He was just very grateful. Oh, these people here, they don't understand my value. I'll go to some other mutt and they will understand who I really am. And so I will leave this association. No. He said, I'm so grateful that I was at least allowed for some time to watch Lord Chaitanya's singing and dancing. So with this gratitude, he was leaving. And he didn't stand up on a pedestal either, saying, look, I'm so humble and I'm so grateful. He was just thinking like that in his mind. And Lord Chaitanya, because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's the Paramatma in everyone's heart, he understood the mood of this brahmachari. And as he was leaving, Lord Chaitanya said, stop, come back here. And so he came back and he paid obeisances to Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya put his lotus feet on his head and blessed him. Do not try to gain strength by performing austerities and penances. You must render loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord Krishna. For that is the highest of activities. You will not get bhakti just by austerities. So the brahmachari, he began to weep in joy.
And he was just so much addicted to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu that he was just always with Lord Chaitanya. And seeing this, the devotees became jubilant and offered their obeisances to the Lord. So Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, he says that I offer my prostrated obeisances to this brahmachari who displayed such wonderful devotional understanding in accepting the Lord's chastisement also. So as an after effect of this pastime, the most merciful Sri Nityananda Ram, he told Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nimai, the pious people of Nadia, they are feeling deprived of the divine association of you, their beloved Nimai. So hearing this, from the very next day with the approach of dawn, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu started taking out his Sankirtan party into the streets of Nadia, and all the residents of Nadia would come out and meet their beloved Nimai Pandit. They would bring special gifts for Nimai, special offerings for Nimai, like fruits, yogurt, butter, garlands, etc. And then Mahaprabhu would tell them, may you be blessed by developing love for Krishna. Krishner Mati Rastu, Mahaprabhu would bless them. And he would say, do not waste your time with gossip, just chant Krishna's names. And then Mahaprabhu instructed them that now listen from me, the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go and repeatedly chant this mantra. We can achieve perfection from this chanting. So go on repeating these names. And whenever you get time, 5 or 10 together, just start chanting in this way. Collect with your family, with your neighbors, and start chanting in this way. In this manner, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he began inspiring everyone to take up the congregational chanting of the holy names. And in a most humble manner, Mahaprabhu would request everyone, my dear brothers, please, please serve Krishna. So the whole town now became involved in congregational chanting of the holy names of Sri Gaura Hari.
Suno suno Nityananda, suno Haridas, Sarvatra amar agya, karoho prakash.
So Lord Nityananda and Haridas were also given this personal instruction by Lord Gauranga that please go around to all the doors and, Roti ghare ghare giya,
Mango ei bhika, bolo Krishna, bhojo Krishna, karo Krishna shikha.
That Mahaprabhu said that, my dear Nitai and Haridas, come here, go and beg on each and every door, go and knock on each and every door and beg them to chant Krishna. So the Sankirtana Kapitaro, the founder of the Sankirtan mission, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, is therefore instructing all of us.
Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh, amar agyay guru hoya, taro idesh. Which means whoever you meet, tell the message of Krishna, and by my order, become a guru.
Haribo.
Whoever hears these transcendental narrations with faith and devotion will become protected and maintained by Lord Chaitanya. And one who hears this wonderful narration will certainly unite with Lord Chaitanya in devotional service. And anyone who hears the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya's extraordinary magnanimity, they will receive love of Godhead. And this pastime of the Lord blessing Srila Haridas Thakur, whoever hears with proper faith will certainly enjoy the fruit of Krishna Prema.
Haribo.
And then one is sure to experience the bliss of devotional service to Lord Krishna if one simply hears of the transcendental activities of the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord in this Mahaprakash Lila, like we heard. And therefore, we know, Adyapi Lila Koren Shri Gaura Rai, Kono Kono Bhagavan Dekhi Bari Pai. Lord Chaitanya's pastimes are being performed even now. That's what this verse means. And whoever is blessed by the Lord to see, can see, but others cannot see.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Now we will sing some kirtan and then open the lines for questions or any comments.
Just a quick 5-minute kirtan.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanami Namaste Saraswati Devi Prachari Shesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. So let's open the lines for any questions, comments.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat
Prabhu,
Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari
Hare
Bol.
Hare Bol.
Haribo.
Nice narrations of Murari Gupta, Haridas Thakur, Mukunda Datta in that Brahmachari. Is that Brahmana has a name, Mataji Prabhu?
The Brahmachari?
Yeah.
No, he's just spoken as Brahmachari.
The milk drinking.
Milk drinking Brahmachari.
Okay. Yeah, but beautiful narrations, very nice. It's just like watching Mahaprabhu showing his different, his avatars and everything. Such a beautiful pictures and everything. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you so much, Mataji, today wonderful narration. So we have learned many life lessons today, right? From each of the pastimes Mahaprabhu revealed, right? So Prabhuji told like the real wealth of life is remembering our Supreme Lord Krishna. So that is very wonderful. And whenever the Lord is asking for the boon, we should ask with related to spiritual thoughts. Bhakti related only. So this material world is miseries, as Prabhuji quoted right again in stated by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, right? So that is really wonderful one. And the meaning of Murari Gupta you explained. And even if we offend a Vaishnava, we cannot escape. We do not have the what is that prayachitam, right? So we do not have any prayachitam to recover that one, right? Yeah. So we should not offend Vaishnava, so that we understood that's what Mahaprabhu is teaching us. And the very wonderful with related to Murari Gupta. So he is asking only to remember birth after birth and singing for him. So that is very wonderful boon he asked to the Lord. That is wonderful. And regarding Haridas Thakur also, he is so merciful. The Haridas Thakur is so merciful. So he is giving mercy to the person who offended him as well, right? Beaten by others also. So we need to learn from him. So a Vaishnava should be very merciful to even the person who is hurting us. That's we learned from him. So tolerance is most important, which I learned today from Haridas Thakur. But I'm losing sometimes patience, but I need to learn. I need to practice, because abhyasa is most important right now, Mataji, to be a Vaishnava, become a Vaishnava. So which we learned from Haridas Thakur and Mukunda Datta also. So how he has a faith on Lord words, right? He was so ecstasy. He has a faith on Lord, like infallible words, as you said. When you say infallible, Achyuta only, right, Prabhuji and Mataji? The word Achyuta is related
Yes.
to infallible, right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he has a firm determination on the words of, firm faith on the words of our Lord, Gauranga. So he got immediate, what can I say, response from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to associate with him and sing along with him. So beautiful. And the Brahmachari also, pastimes is very wonderful. So I like it very much, the way you narrated. So we feel like I'm hiding there. I'm also hiding there along with the Brahmachari, noticing like that. Though I'm not qualified, but simply I'm just doing an imagination in Srivasanga. So he said like, no. So the austerity and the other thing will not work it out in our bhakti. Only the surrender to Supreme Lord will help us in bhakti. So you quoted a beautiful example Gajendra, Moksha, and then our Hanumanji, and then
Gopis.
one more person, Gopis. Yeah. So they have a spontaneous bhakti on Lord, right? So very wonderful life lesson today, and bhajan also very good. And sorry, Mataji, to say this, we didn't hear your voice, Mataji. Only Prabhuji voice able to hear. Your voice is not audible for us. But anyway, I close the eyes and we are thinking along with you. Extremely sorry for noticing that. Sorry
No.
to say
Just for
that.
kirtan or even while speaking?
No, only for Kirtan alone. In speaking,
Oh,
we are able to hear. Yes, Mataji.
oh, really?
Maybe I feel, maybe check. We need to check with other devotees. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry for that. And
No, thank you for letting
one
us
more
know.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So yesterday Prabhuji told, right, you stretch the cloth within a day for all the deities, right? So really, we need to further appreciate your determination. So we need to inculcate that habit also to serve Lord. So thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. And Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other questions or comments? Not, we can end here. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you next week. We plan to continue this every Monday and Tuesday evening US time, and Tuesday and Wednesday morning India time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rasika. Thank you, Krishna
Hare
Sharma.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.